Reddit dit to do and welcome into more important issues. It is Sunday, September 8th. It's tough, guys. I know it's tough. I'm going through it right now. Sat in the stands for the entirety of the game. For even after the game, I didn't want to walk out with the crowd. I just didn't want to deal with all that because people were mad and rightfully so. But I didn't want to deal with that. Unfortunately, I don't know. I guess it's bittersweet. We had a great tailgate again. We're 2-0. Which is huge.
We're 2-0.
But it didn't carry over to the game. It did not. And, the biggest thing about this game that I am going to take away in terms of, hopefulness for the rest of the season or for the program or whatever is we look better than last week. We did.
Yeah, that's true.
So, if we're going to take any good away from it, and I don't think there's much good. Don't hear me wrong. I don't think there's a lot of good in this because it was a game. I said it on Wednesday. I said it yesterday on the live show. I feel like this is a game you had to win for your program. For Jeremy Pruitt, for your head coach, had to win this game. And you failed to do it, and you had an opportunity to do it, and you failed to do it. Your players put you in a position. And I'm not saying it's all on Jeremy Pruitt. I'll get into that when we recap. But I think coaching did play a part in it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're in the profession. When you win, it's the players.
Yeah.
When you lose, it's you.
That's how it goes. That is how it goes.
But, I was kind of depressed about it because, Vol Nation showed up.
Yeah, and I'll get into that. We stayed in our lane.
Yep.
We stayed in our lane.
We showed up. I think it was 92,000 or 93,000 was the attendance. BYU showed up too.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of blue.
Yep.
There was a lot of blue. So, they probably had at least 10, 15,000 of that. Of that 92. But still, you just had your worst loss in program history, and that fan base still put faith in you and wanted to cheer you on because they love this program, and we showed up. So shout out to Vol Nation. We all deserve more than what we're getting right now, for sure.
We deserve a lot better.
Yeah.
I deserve a lot better.
Yeah, I do. Other than that, it's been a terrible weekend. I'm just kidding. Since the game, it has all gone downhill. I went to brunch this morning. I love where I went to brunch, so I'm not going to name them because I love them. I'm not going to do that to them. But I had steak and eggs. Didn't bring my eggs. They brought my eggs. They weren't that good. The steak was cooked like a freaking burger, and not a good burger.
You got the roadkill from Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, not a good burger either. That was a disappointing part. Now I had potatoes, and those were bomb. So I'll give you that. But yeah, I don't even want to name the place because I'm not going to give them a bad name. They've done way too much good for me to just after one quit on them. So I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that. My weekends it's been rough since the game.
Yeah, I had Tennessee lost, the Panthers lost, and my fantasy football team.
Panthers ended up losing. Who'd they lose to?
The Rams.
Okay.
Yeah,
McCaffrey went off though.
Yeah, it was like 30-27.
Yeah, gotcha.
Bad.
That's rough. That's a good thing. Well, my NFL team got spanked by the Titans, so good night. I did get to watch some of that game, so that was good. I did. Guys, we do. Hey, but the weekend's turning around right here. We're going to finish it off great on a high note. So here we go. We're going to talk BYU loss. We're going to talk about the tailgate a little bit. We're going to talk about some things that have to change. We'll do a college football recap. There are a lot of great games this weekend. We're going to talk about those. We got a Hard Knocks review, the last Hard Knocks episode, which sucks because there's so much more drama happening in Raiders right now. Or just now happened.
Yeah, after the episode was over.
Yeah. And then we've got our segments. So before we get into all that, I do want to tell you guys about my friends at MyBookie. If you found $100 on the street, would you pick it up or keep walking? Of course you'd take the money. So why do you keep picking winners and not betting on them? That's why I go to MyBookie. It's fast, it's easy, and they pay when you win. Let's face it, who you're betting on is just as important as who you're betting you're betting with. I wouldn't be telling you guys to bet with them if they weren't the best. Do the smart thing. If you're going to bet this football season, bet with MyBookie. Did you know you could bet on games after kickoff? If by the second half looks like your bet is going to lose, you can always just take the other side. If you're the kind of guy that likes to bet a little, win a lot, try parlay. If all your picks come through, you'll multiply your winnings, and no matter how you bet, the NFL season is the best time of the year. So join now, MyBookie will double your first deposit. Just use the promo code CHAIR. That's promo code CHAIR, CHAIR. Visit mybookie.ag. You play, you win, get paid. Bet against the Vols. That's my only advice now.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you. And hey, if you're like me, don't bet enough money that'll make you sad. Bet enough that you can spare it. If you win, great. So that way you're winning or the Vols are winning. One or the other.
I would never bet on the Vols ever.
Never in my life. I won't do it.
I won't even do a Vol board. I refuse to even do that.
I need to start doing those because like I know someone who puts like $5 on the ball board and he doesn't even pick. Dude, he doesn't even pick it. Like he takes the leftovers of it. Like so.
Okay.
Yeah. So like he has no say in it. It's like a $5 ball board. He's like, one year I won like $175. It's like $5 every time. Like every.
See, I would do that. I don't want to pick anything.
Yeah. No, it's really smart that he's just picking up crumbs because like, it's not a lot of money. It's like $20 a week, I think, something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, he's like, I won like 150 one week. I was like, that's
awesome.
Awesome that you're not paying attention and you won that money. Like that, like that makes it so much better. It's like when I won $100 on one hand on the cruise, I had no idea, so it made it so much sweeter.
Yeah,
like I beat you and I didn't know what I was doing.
Right, it's on you.
Yeah. That's your mistake.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I feel like last night was Tennessee's mistakes. It wasn't really anything BYU did. It was more of us just giving it to them. I mean, we literally gave it to them at the end.
Yeah, and that that's what I want to say. That was my first talking point is the defense. I thought they played good. I'm not gonna say great. I'm not gonna say okay might be the right word. You held them to 16 points. The reason I kind of don't want to say great is because they want a high-powered offense you were playing.
Right.
Zach Wilson's a good QB, but is he really proven?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I say they played good. Okay. And then the last
they got off the field when they need to. They don't. We don't force turnovers.
We got to start forcing turnovers.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I feel like the defensive line was really close though. Like I really like. Part of me was saying we're going to lose this game. Part of me was going, we might create a turnover.
Yeah.
But we can't. That's an issue. And it really sucks because I feel like they played pretty good. But when you lose, the only thing people remember is the last play.
Yep.
And you can't let a guy go 50 yards there. You keep him in front of the half line, and you get burnt for whatever reason. And our corners were struggling all night, man.
And that's it. Like if
they were making some plays after struggling, but
if they complete that pass, they might have another play where they get tackled in bounds. But that was it. Because I mean, they got tackled and like had to spike it with 6 seconds left.
Yeah.
So there was like no time left. So I mean, I don't understand how you let that happen. No, I mean, it was the Micah Abernathy in Florida all over again. I was like, oh, he's scoring. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then we tackled him. But
yeah, if the great thing about that tackle is if that's NFL, that might be the game.
Oh yeah.
If that's the NFL play clock. So that's the great thing about that. I mean, because they didn't have any timeouts. But defense played too fast is the comment I got. Nigel Warrior needs to sit. Yes, I agree. He is, in my opinion, kind of like JG. He has worked himself off the field. Mm-hmm. He's worked himself off the field. Defense playing too fast. If that's the case, that's a good problem to have, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That means you're probably overrunning tackles because you're running hard, but that's a fixable problem. Like that's a coachable thing that can be fixed. But
I thought Theo Jackson came in and played well. I don't think he played great, but I think he did better than Trayvon Flowers. Yeah,
he got his name called.
He led the team in tackles, had a tackle for loss. We got to the quarterback a little bit. Latrell Bumpus had 2 sacks. Yeah. Darrell Taylor had a sack.
And I feel like our defensive line just did a really good job. It was, the fact that Zach Wilson has the ability to get out of the pocket or move around in the pocket and make plays did hurt us a little bit, which we knew it would. I mean, that was a problem we knew we'd have. And, a lot of times we played okay in the secondary. It was just, it's the last play. Mm-hmm. And it's what we remember.
Yep.
And I don't understand why we were playing so high, like so far up on them. What hurts us if they throw it under us?
I don't know. I mean, I have no clue. Because it makes me so mad because I'm like, okay, I don't make that bonehead mistake.
Yeah, and what Jeremy Pruitt said after the game, and again, this is where I go back to, Wes Rucker said he thought last week was on the coaches, this week was on the players, vice versa, in my opinion. Last week was effort, in my opinion, and that can't be coached. I mean, you wonder you're not. Motivational speeches, the yelling and screaming in the locker room will only take you so far in a game. Yeah. And when you get hit in the mouth, it doesn't take you anywhere. So, on the players last week. This week, I felt like it was on the coaches. Mismanaged stuff, and then you've got that play, and Pruitt said it was pretty much the same coverage, same play we ran the play before where they got to the quarterback. They either got the sack on 2 plays before, and then the other one he threw it away. I can't remember which one. Mm-hmm. But they said it's the same thing, but I'm just thinking, back off. What is a little 2-yard hit? If he throws a 2-yard hitch, what does it hurt? If he has to get it out that quick.
Yeah.
And then if your guys can't set, by the time they run a deep route, if your guys can't get back to him and make him throw it away or make him move and run, then the play wasn't going to work anyways. So.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'll say it's just. I think there's blame on both sides.
I mean, yeah, I agree because
like last week was definitely an effort thing. This week was more execution. So you can put it on the coaches, but it also is the players' fault as well. I think
there's blame to go around the players because I don't like the coverage in the last one, but you still could have made a play in the coverage you were in. Like it wasn't like they completely put you out of the play.
Oh no.
So that's not. Yeah, don't mishear me. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. I feel like the play call is the play call wasn't great either, and that's why I say coaches.
Yeah, and the offense, I mean, they need to score.
They need to score, but
you can't rely on Smaglia to hit.
Yeah,
did he hit 2 50-yarders?
Something like that. I think the other was 46. Close. Yeah, it was beyond 40.
So there's one. He had 151. I don't know what else he had, but that was as long as 51. So I mean, 4 field goals.
Yeah. I
mean, you got to. It's BYU. You got to score. BYU. Their defense isn't good.
And what's our offensive line. Let's touch on them. I guess they played okay. When you rush for 240,
242 yards. Yeah.
You can't say they were terrible.
No.
You don't rush 242 yards with a terrible offensive line. Now, did they mess up in some key spots? Yeah. Could they have gotten a better push on like that 4th and 1? I hate the end around play, but you still should get the first down.
Yep.
And we let a guy get off the edge. Got to really protect the edge on an end around, and we didn't do that. And that's some on a wide receiver.
The most important guy to block,
out there.
We did not block.
Yeah, exactly. And you saw why we didn't just run up the middle because the middle got penetrated way too easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, my issue is just that it was little mistakes, and then it was guys that needed to capitalize that didn't capitalize. And I guess we can move into it. One of those guys is JG.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to put the blame on somebody, like if you just have to put one player, I mean, JG just didn't make plays.
Yeah. Someone said they rushed 3. It's the right call. I'm not knocking the rush at all in that play scenario. I'm knocking how we played in the secondary in that scenario. And again, was it Alante on that side?
Yeah.
You got to get a better. You can't let a guy just run free like he did. You can't. So don't hear me wrong. You still should have played better, but I just don't like that coverage there. I think keep everything in front of you. If they're on their 45 or our 45, I might be talking different story. Jam them, try to get to the quarterback and make a play.
Mm-hmm.
I might be talking different, but I just think keep everything in front of you then at that point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 16 seconds left, right?
It wasn't like it was just like he just like ran right by him.
Untouched, nothing.
Didn't touch him. Didn't really like run. It wasn't really like, oh crap, he's behind me. It wasn't like that initial reaction. He was like, oh, he's throwing it.
And then Nigel Warrior was out of position, made a terrible play on it. I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, again, the players are definitely at fault for that play too. I'm just not crazy about the coverage, and I think if you keep the ball in front of you there, you probably win the game.
Yep.
So, or the routes in front of you. But yeah, JG. Someone said he has to be benched. If we don't have a better quarterback on the roster, at least start a guy that you can improve. JG has proven he's not going to get better. He's another guy like Nigel Warrior. I think he's played himself out of the position.
He's definitely worse than he was last year. And it's not just like, oh, well, Jim Chaney came in, he runs a complex offense. It's not the offense. It's just his simple quarterback progression is terrible.
Yeah, and I'll give him credit, man. He tried to fake it like he was making calls a lot of scrimmage before, but like he would point to guys and still not know they're coming. I mean, just because you have guys identified doesn't necessarily mean like you still got to know that edge rush is coming to your backside, and you got to move him.
Yeah,
it's kind of the point about Eric Gray. Eric Gray did a terrible, against Georgia State. He didn't block well on that play, but if you move over, the guy at least has to make another step to tackle you.
Yeah,
that kind of deal. I mean, yeah, and then you talk about the passing. I mean, not only is he staring receivers down, he's also late throwing the ball, which I don't understand how you have those two combinations. If you're staring him down, you should know exactly when to throw it.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a question of it.
No.
And the 2 touchdowns, only 1 in regulation, they were great plays by the wide receiver, by Jawan Jennings.
Yeah, right place at right time. I mean, that should have been a pick.
Yeah.
That first one in regulation should have been a pick.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought there was some predictable play calling as well. Every time we put Austin Pope in the game, they knew we were running.
Yeah.
Now, we picked up yardage some of those times, but other times we got stopped in the backfield because they know exactly. If you put Ramel Keaton and Cedric Tillman in at wide receiver, they know they're not throwing it.
Yeah, and then you've got that play to Austin Pope, speaking of him, that you set him up for failure. People around me were yelling about how much they hate Austin Pope, and that was terrible. And I was like, that's on JG. Yeah. The guy was there. You can't throw it to him.
Yeah.
If the guy if that's a really good linebacker, it's a pick six probably because he knows when to step in front.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was terrible. Someone said, is JG our best option, really? He may be the most comfortable guy on the offense. He may be making the right throws in practice or whatever, but you've seen what he's done in games. You've seen he's shown zero improvement since last year.
Yep.
Against Georgia State and BYU. He's not running out there and playing a West Virginia team that was picked by some people to win the Big 12. He's not going out and playing Florida. Those aren't the two competitions we're comparing. That's not it. The teams he played against this week and last week, he should have been showing improvement, but he's not.
No.
Am I saying that JT Stroud and Brian Maurer are better? I'm not saying that because I don't know.
Yeah.
But why not give him a chance? All our coaches have seen him in practice, and at this point, if JD's practicing better, aren't you starting to think maybe practice it in the best judgment? Maybe we need it like next week against UTC is a great chance to see another quarterback.
Yeah, put them in and see what they can do.
I want him to start, but whether he starts or not, I don't care. But you need to see it. You need to see another quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do this, but in my opinion, I think Garantano, you sit this game, we're gonna have JT and Brian Maurer switch out.
Yeah,
I think one plays one quarter. That way, you give them drives in a row where they're able to get in the flow of the game. And then you give JT Stroud the second half or vice versa. And see what they do.
I'm not against it, especially now since you have the new redshirt rule. I'm not against it now if like Brian Maurer, JT, whoever. For what it's worth, when JG's shoe came off and they thought he was going to have to sit out the next play, Brian Maurer did run onto the field. So Brian Maurer's probably your two. Okay. Your number two.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, when I say ran on the field, he was like, I don't even think he was past the hash marks there on the sideline. Yeah. When they were like, no, like he's going to be able to get in the next play. Yeah. So they were good. But it was Brian Maurer that moved that way. So I think he's the two. So, Brian Maurer starts.
But I think it's practice this week, it's open.
It should be. It should be.
Yeah, no one's first team, second team, third. No. Yeah. Everybody is on a clean slate, in my opinion.
And I agree with a lot of people who said on Twitter and a lot of people are saying in our broadcast right now, offensive line is an open competition per se, but you just need to find your five.
Find your five. Absolutely.
You've got to find your five. And I think this offensive line has a chance to be successful if you find a solid core five.
I think there's some talent on there for sure.
And there's guys that have improved too.
And there's guys that's going to make mistakes. You had holding calls on Morris and Darnell Wright. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's going to happen. They're freshmen. Yeah, they're true freshmen.
Right.
And Darnell Wright, he wasn't even in here in the spring.
Right.
So I mean, he's been here like what 4 months?
Not very long.
4 months. So yeah, I mean, you're going to have some growing pains there, but there's a lot of youth on this team. I mean, you're starting pretty much three guys on offense that are freshmen, and 2 guys on defense. And then you have a totally new defensive line. So you have a bunch of new players. So, I mean, there's going to be some growing pains. I'm not giving excuses. You still have to beat Georgia State and BYU. Yeah. You still should have beat them. Mm-hmm. Regardless.
Mm-hmm. You're just looking at the hopeful side of it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And Adam, me and him were texting earlier, and he even said, he mentioned the freshmen and sophomores that are starting. And he's a guy that's normally so realistic, he's almost negative. But, so he has hope. I feel like, some of us should have hope too. The freshman part I think is big. But again, I think at this point, you see guys like Darnell Wright. If you just get him comfortable, I feel like he's going to be a really good player this year for you. And so, I mean, if I don't know. I want to see those 2 positions especially open as far as finding a solid 5.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing so many experiments throughout the game. Yeah, we need to keep the same 5 in there as long as possible. I mean, I know they're gonna have to have a backup in every now and then. That's gonna happen. Yeah, they're big guys. They're like 300+ pounds. They're gonna need a break every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, you should find a starting 5. It shouldn't be that hard. And then with the quarterback situation.
I mean, a lot of everybody's saying you have to start a new quarterback, and I'm not going to disagree because I want to see it. I mean, and if anybody's arguing that JD is the best person on the roster, first off, you don't know that. I mean, you just don't know. You haven't seen him play in a game. You don't know that. We heard in 2013 Josh Dobbs wasn't going to play due to people coming in behind him, plus that he just wasn't good in practice. And he comes out and now he's holding records at UT. So give him a chance.
He was terrible practice player.
Yeah, let him play in games. Let him play in games. I want to see it, and I kind of want to touch on that. I'm not going to say you should change out quarters. What I'd like to see, though, is whoever the starting quarterback is, come out and just score quick, come out fast, put points on the board so we can get another quarterback in the game.
Dude, and take some shots. We don't take any shots.
I think that has to do with Chaney's trust of JG too, which is dangerous. I mean,
right.
Which makes me feel like who's making the final decision there.
But also, like, he made tons of mistakes, and you still kept him in. So, I think there's trust there, but is it
not as much as we need it to be?
Right.
To take those shots to do
because
some
at
of the
one-on-one
other plays.
coverage last year, I mean, look at Auburn.
Yep.
That's how we tore apart Auburn.
Yeah.
With just throwing it to Callaway, Jennings, Palmer, but we don't take any shots. I don't understand, and he's not throwing people open.
Yeah.
He's throwing to an open receiver.
Yeah.
Which is a lot easier than throwing to somebody open. So I mean, it's just basic quarterback progressions that it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just terrible to watch.
It is. Someone said you aren't winning with him. You can lose without him. I agree 100%. I want to see another quarterback this week. I do.
And your offense is only going to be as good as your quarterback.
That starts and ends with your offense. And team, I think you could say as well.
Yeah.
Team. He's your leader naturally. He's your guy that everyone looks to. Mm-hmm. I know some people said on TV his body language on the sideline wasn't great. I don't like that. I've been complimenting him. How his body language has been better, especially since Georgia Tech his sophomore year. I hope his body language wasn't as bad as some people said, because I want the guy to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Selfishly as a Tennessee fan, and also
and we've praised JG.
Yeah,
we've been behind him.
Yeah, behind him. I've been even with him.
Yeah, I mean we haven't called for his job up until probably this point.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say we called for his job, because I think we've been with the rest of everyone. Like, we don't know who the better quarterback is. You kind of just assume it's JG. Mm-hmm. You know, you hoped hearing JG was your starting quarterback the whole time was going to give him that confidence to improve, and it just didn't. And I don't fault Pruitt for giving him that opportunity.
And I mean,
I think it's now time for Pruitt to make a tough decision and bench him.
And is JG gonna? He's probably gonna be here next year.
Yeah. If
the season's going like it is now, he's probably gonna be back another year. But Harrison Bailey's coming in, and he's legit.
Knowing what we know about our quarterbacks right now, and that's not seeing Maurer or Shroud. But knowing what we know, Harrison Bailey is a day one starter.
Yeah.
And what I want to see is proof that we're willing to give guys chances. Give Maurer and Shroud a chance. JG has done nothing this season to earn a chance.
No.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So why is he getting these chances after chances? And I agree with what someone else said, and that these four quarterbacks in terms of talent do not compare at all. But Jalen Hurts was a national championship winning quarterback, and he benched him to go with someone he thought was better.
Yeah.
If you can't make tough decisions like that, you're in the wrong business.
And Pruitt was there for that.
Yeah.
So he should know that.
Yeah. If you can't make a tough decision like that, you're in the wrong business. You got to bench him. He's giving you nothing else. Absolutely nothing more.
Yeah.
Give someone else a chance to give him something more.
It's time. And I thought Chandler and Gray looked good. I feel like they could be a real force.
Yeah.
That offensive line, I feel like they're going to improve each week. They did this week. They improved a lot.
You hope that's the way they move.
Especially when we're able to get a 5 in here. But I think with the whole team, it should be a clean slate. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're 0-2. We need to find something. Yeah. Something has to be new.
Pruitt dressed 120 players. Obviously, we didn't see them all, but I think that's part of in my opinion, to me, what that says is we're going to take nothing less than your best effort.
Yeah.
And, if you don't play, we've got 119 other guys back here that want to play. And that's how I took it. So maybe that was a little bit of the motivational tactic to try hard this week. I don't know. They obviously didn't play them all, but first off, it's cool that all those guys got to dress, because we touched on it last week because of the whole Schamberger and Dominic Wood Anderson tweets. It is a privilege to play here.
Yeah.
It is a privilege. So the fact that those guys at least earned it just as much as the normal 66 road guys, 180 to 100 home guys that get to dress, they earned it just as much as them, which I feel like is a stance that he needs to take with the quarterback.
Yep.
They've not earned it anymore. He's not earned it any more than Maurer and Shroud. Give the other guys a chance, and UTC is a perfect week to do it. Also, I hope it's not JG. Whoever your starting quarterback may be going into Florida, like this week when you open it up and you go, because it should be a week-to-week basis. UTC shouldn't just win out, unless you dominate, shouldn't just win out the job.
Right.
So whoever I'm thinking I'm going to start in the Swamp probably should start. It better not be JG. If he starts in the Swamp, I don't know if I'll watch the game.
He's scared to death, and you can't have a quarterback that's scared to death to make mistakes.
No. I don't know if I'm going to watch if he starts it. I'll keep up with the game, but I don't know if I'm.
That's like having Justin Worley in this one. It really is. That's exactly who JG reminds me of. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
So, yeah. Again, I just talked about the Dominique Wood Anderson and the Schamberger tweet. First off, the fact that UT fans, I get that you as a player and as an administration, as a university, as an athletic department, you don't like that you have mad fans. But first off, they have a reason to be mad. Second off, being mad is way, 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 way better than apathy. Once you have apathetic fans, you don't have fans. Yeah. People don't go to the games when you lose to Georgia State. People don't go to the UTC game when you lose. I think there's going to be at least 50,000 people there because people will give tickets away. People want to be at those games.
Yeah.
Like, people want to be at Tennessee games. And I hate it because I think an empty stadium says... And 50,000 sucks for Neyland. Mm-hmm. But how many other schools in the country get 50,000 after those games?
Oh, yeah.
Zero, probably. Zero.
Yeah.
And you're still going to have that. And, yeah, But anger is way better than apathy because great example of apathetic fans who don't give a crap, win or lose, what the team does because they're not going to the games is Kansas. You know who they lost to yesterday?
Coastal Carolina.
How many people were talking about it?
Not a lot.
Who was the talk of the town last week?
We were.
Because Tennessee cares.
Yeah, we care. And that's why I don't want players to go after fans. Because if anything, we care probably way more than you. I know we're not putting on a uniform, but dude, we would take a bullet to we would take a bullet to the face for a national championship.
Am I guaranteed to win?
Okay, you're guaranteed to live.
Am I guaranteed to win the game? Or are they guaranteed to win a national championship?
Oh yeah, win a national championship. Yeah, exactly. Like you would take a bullet to the face, knowing that you were gonna live, if it was to win a national championship.
Yeah, and I don't like players tweeting at fans. I don't like fans tweeting at players just because it's gonna
be.
And
don't tweet at players. Yeah. Don't tweet at recruits. Don't do that. Don't call them bro. Don't call them buddy. They're not your bro. They're not your buddy. Yeah. Stop.
It just gets toxic at some point. Like it's not.
Yeah,
good.
It's weird. It's creepy.
Just don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, I definitely don't like the players tweeting at fans thing about number one the fact. I wish he had said like stay in your coverage or something. Stay in your lane though is pretty good for what he should have yelled at Alante right before that last play.
Yeah.
Or Nodja Warrior pick him. I don't care. So that was pretty excellent. But I mean, yeah, 92,000. It was. I talked to a couple BYU fans when I left because I pretty much ended up walking out with the majority of BYU fans. And, they all had little kids because, their 6 wives had, they'd already procreated. Yeah. So, and I'm talking to them like, man,
they're all in the same cycle. Yeah. They do it all at the same time.
And I'm like, dude, that's really cool that you got to bring them. Like, that was an excellent game that, they're like 6, 7 years old. They probably won't vividly remember, but like, they've been to a night game in Neyland that was a, just rowdy crowd. I'm glad. I hate that they got to enjoy a win. I absolutely hate that. But like, cool that you all got to bring them, and cool that you all. I wish y'all lost, but you still would have experienced a great game. Yeah. So, it was. Someone asked what the Dominique Wood Anderson was. That was the one that was. What was he yelling about? Was he staying? No, Schamberger was staying in your lane.
Yeah.
I don't remember the Dominique Wood Anderson. It's out there somewhere.
It wasn't. I don't think. From what I remember, it wasn't anything.
It was just like you need to pretty much mind your own business kind of deal. Similar to, he fired off like 3 tweets. Yeah, nothing like.
But I thought he said something like, "I hope y'all come and support." Okay. So I don't think it was.
So it's not as bad as Schamberger. So.
Right, he wasn't like just going after the fan base.
Okay, well then, sorry to Dominique Wood Anderson about that. I hope I'm wrong. So if I'm wrong,
yeah,
good.
But looking on some positive notes, Juwan Jennings is Juwan Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
Brent Smaglia had some dong punches.
Dude. Absolute dong punches.
Dude, he's good.
And I tweeted...
And it sucks because, like, the past, 5 years, our best player's been, like, a kicker.
Yeah, but, dude, Doyle's first punt was... It wasn't bad. It was decent, but I expect more from him. And then his second... I don't know if it's second punt. The second punt I remember thinking about was an absolute dong punch that flew back there. I was like, that's my Doyle. My Doyle rules.
Doyle rules. Yeah. That was...
So, yeah, 2 best players.
It's hard. I've been depressed. I really have. For about 2 weeks. And I was finally getting back. We were tailgating. I'm like, I'm feeling good again.
I didn't want to say it, but everyone was like, Tennessee's going to win. I was like, dude, they might.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to win 8 games, Who knows?
Bill Bailey told me, though, that we're going to lose in overtime. And that man, I'm serious, is a betting machine. Like, I've never won a bet against him. When he said it, I was like,
we're going to lose in overtime.
We're going to lose in overtime. Yeah, so he called that one.
But you said it reminded you a lot of the Oklahoma 2015 game.
So was it the first drive? We go for it on fourth down, like 4th and 3, right? Mm-hmm. We go for it on 4th down, and we actually get the first down because of a penalty, right? I don't think we got it just.
I don't remember.
Off of our own, whatever. I haven't gotten to watch the game yet. The game again yet. I will watch it either later tonight or tomorrow. I just haven't had a chance.
I just didn't want to today.
Yeah, I haven't been able to. I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. No beer for me today. I had enough of that yesterday. So just a soda. But yeah, just that first drive. And I know it's not 4th and inches. It's not 4th and goal from the inch line. It's not the same as Oklahoma. I'm thinking just take the points there. We get it. We go for it. I think we ended up having. Did we score a touchdown that drive? I don't remember.
Yeah,
we did. That was our touchdown.
No, I don't think so. Because it wasn't
4th and goal. It was like from the 15, the 4th and 3 scenario. If you guys remember, you can tell me. I'm trying to remember right now just what possession it was when it happened. But I just remember thinking, man, this just has that feel of the Oklahoma game. We drive down the field real well, get it. Then we start playing. Our defense starts playing really well. We're containing the quarterback to an extent. The running back looks really good last night.
So yeah, it was our first drive was a touchdown,
and it was 4th and 3 was at some point, something like, and we get it. Yeah,
4th and 3 was the Jennings touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I'm saying just kick it and take the points. It's not the same because a lot of people are starting to have those Oklahoma feelings. I'm like, it's not the same. It's 4th and 3. You know, what's your likeliness of getting this? You give them momentum. It's a turnover essentially.
Yeah.
Just take your points. 4th and 3. What yard line was it on? Do you know?
5.
The 5. Okay, that's closer. I was thinking it was like the 15. Okay, so now I'm thinking. Now in my head I'm like, it's fine. Yeah, and when it all happened, I'm like, glad I was wrong. Glad I was wrong. Mm-hmm. That's good. And then,
but it should have been a pick.
Should have been a pick. Then on the 4th and 1 that we get jammed at the line on the end around, I'm thinking kick a field goal, take your points. Why not take your points? You know.
Yep.
And it's unfortunate. It happens, but yeah, once we missed that 4th and 1, I texted my brothers and I said, that's the game. I said, you can feel the energy in here. That's like even like the UT fans did great on that last possession of being loud, but that just sucked all the energy out of the stadium.
Yep.
You can't have plays that suck the energy out of the stadium.
When JG missed Juwan Jennings in the end zone because he was late, that's when I was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And then the next play.
Yeah.
On 3rd down, that was on 2nd down. On 3rd down, Palmer was wide open in the end zone on I think a post or something. Me and Power T Tape were talking about it earlier, and completely did not see him.
Yeah.
And they tossed it over, and it was 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And that's when we did the end around.
Speaking of Power T Tape, he's got a lot of great stuff that he's put out today. Go check that stuff out. He does a great job every game, but this game especially, he's done a good job of breaking down almost every run for us, almost every play. So,
and that's so after that one, that's when Pruitt was like in JG's face.
Yeah. Which is good to see. You like that fire, and that's what I think is funny. I guess Jeremy Pruitt did see some of the tweets about him not wanting to be here because he came out firing literally after they ran out of the tee.
Yeah.
So
poor number 31. I don't know who 31 is, but he got like checked.
Yeah.
Like heart stop checked.
Right.
Like, dang, coach.
He was not expecting it.
No.
That actually reminds me, one time we were walking out, it was Heritage senior year, and I was not someone who like slapped people in the helmet. I've never understood it. It's like, especially like nowadays, CTE, and like half the time when you're like slapping helmets, you're not strapped on. Like
it was Luke Lynn.
It was, yeah. So
that's awesome.
So I'm walking out and Julius turns around. Julian. What is her name?
Yeah.
What is his name?
Julian.
And like he turns around as we're casually walking out. Like we're not even running out yet. And just starts smacking people in the helmet. Stop! I'm like, dude, what the? My chin strap is not on, and you smack the. He's a big.
Broke my nose.
He's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's a big dude. That was not cool. Yeah. So I'm not a fan of that kind of stuff. You get it though.
Yeah. Hey, I was on the Jumbotron.
Were you?
Singing Garth Brooks.
Were you?
Yeah, me and my dad.
Nice.
Raven kind of got out of it, but yeah.
Did you buy a beer?
So somebody bought me a beer.
Okay, I was like, Landon bought a beer because like Emily was like, should I go get a beer? I was like, I'm not spending $12 on a beer.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I've got beer back at the tailgate that I'll drink.
Definitely not. I did not spend that
Okay.
money. Yeah, somebody brought me and Raven a beer, so I was like, hey, I'm gonna drink it.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that at all.
First beer in Nealon.
Now Emily was like, I kind of want a beer, and I was like, I mean, if you get a beer, you have to buy me a beer. So I was gonna make her pay for it. But Yeah. Speaking of drinking, the tailgate was great. We're not doing it for UTC. Or you decided you weren't, right?
Yeah, I just think a noon game, it's just kind of a waste.
Yeah, I mean,
in my opinion.
Yeah. So we are going to take the week off, a much needed week off. We'll be back for Georgia, win or lose, to Florida, keep it close, get blown out, whatever. We'll be there cheering on the Vols. And come stop by. It's a great time. There's plenty of people there to interact with. We've got cornhole. Didn't have football this week. We'll make sure we have one next week. We got a TV going. Got to watch the Army-Michigan game live. We'll get into some of that here in a minute. And Ohio State and Cincinnati. What other games do we watch? Clemson and Texas A&M.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a good time. Got good food, got good drinks, got good people. Makes for a good combination. Only thing you're required to bring, a good attitude.
Good attitude.
That's it. Good attitude. No matter what the Vols are going to do, got to bring a good attitude. Yeah, tailgate's a good time. 2-0, baby.
2-0. Vols are 0-2. And just one more thing to kind of... I feel like we dominated the game.
No, I feel so too.
I feel like we just were beating the crap out of them.
Before that last drive, they had 130 yards or something like that.
So they
140 yards.
So the last carry they got, they went over 100 yards rushing.
Okay. Gotcha.
So they had 107 yards rushing.
Gotcha. Well, that sucks.
So I mean, we had 418 yards. They had 339. They had more passing yards than us, but they also had that one long one that probably put them past us because it was 64 yards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Left too many points on the board. You can't kick 4 field goals and expect to win.
No, I agree. You could kick a 5th one, though, and expect to win because you would have won.
Yeah, 5 you definitely win.
5 wins it. 5 wins it. No, I'm just kidding. I agree with you. I just, had to make that joke. So.
But yeah, we won possession also. God.
Yeah.
We just can't force turnovers.
No,
we can't convert on third down, and we can't.
That's another thing about I want to go into the coaching aspect. And someone just tweeted at me. Dallas just tweeted at me that he feels the coaches can't make Garantano throw good. I disagree because they can bench him, so they can definitely They can make him not throw bad.
Yeah.
So
he might not throw at all.
I also want to touch on. I don't think it's the players doing it. I think they're doing what they're told because we're running so many effing routes under the sticks with people who aren't going to get extra yardage, and then we're throwing it at their knees where they can't run.
Yeah,
it happened too often,
and I think a lot of that is first and second down. I mean, you have to, if you execute on that, you don't get it in third and long and expect to, because third and long that's difficult to do because you're passing.
Yeah,
the defense knows you're passing, and then you have a quarterback who's got that clock ticking that he's going to get hit, and he's scared to death.
Yeah.
So he sees his first look. Oh, he's not open. The guy that's going deep, he's not open. Let me get it over here for a 1-yard gain.
Right.
Instead of he never gets out of the pocket. Have you noticed that? He never
he won't do it.
Leaves the pocket.
And he waits too long to throw it away too. I'll take
Peyton Manning got out of the pocket. That man is slower than Christmas, and he got out of the pocket.
Oh, Peyton Manning went slow. Peyton Manning just didn't run. Let's get that straight.
Peyton Manning was slow. Eli is slow.
Eli's slow. Eli sucks at football. 2 Super Bowls my ass. I could have won 2 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls. It's 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
And against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Stupid. That is stupid. I will say this.
Tom Brady gets out of the pocket. He's slow. He doesn't have to run, but he's slow.
Peyton chooses not to, and he's not slow. I'm telling you, if we saw him run 4.640 easy, and that's good for a quarterback.
That's fake news.
That is fake news. But hey, he's got that naked bootleg down to a science.
I mean, he can. If you're slow, you got to get your fakes right.
You have to. That was who did the pump fake? What team was that? Was it Cincinnati? I don't know. Their quarterback gave one of these pump fakes. Who throws a ball like that? Who throws a ball all just shoulders? You have 2 hands. Who? First off, that's not a good fake. Yeah. So
dude, lay off the shrugs, man.
Yeah. That was a terrible fake. Yeah, but you gotta get your fakes right if you're slow for sure.
So what has to change?
I think QB has to change.
Okay.
Get a solid starting 5
so,
offensive line.
So I don't know if. I definitely think you're going to have to give somebody an opportunity. If you have to go with JG in Florida, it has to improve.
Drastically.
Yes.
Drastically.
Has to improve. And I don't know if it's him just being more comfortable because there's no competition behind him, or what? Because last year you were like, okay, JG, like he's not terrible.
He didn't lose you games, and I feel like he lost us the game last night.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. So, and he had, what was his name? The transfer.
Christ.
Yeah, Keller Christ. He had him. So he was like, okay, I need to step up my game.
Yeah.
To be able to be the starter here.
So maybe it was reverse, that we should not have named him the starter day one.
Yeah, no. we shouldn't have.
Yeah, and like I think that's confusing. When I say the game's on the coaches versus the players, it's on everybody. It is. I just feel like the coaches could have put them in better positions, in my opinion. Because I think that loss is a lot on JG. I do. Because I think there were plays that if he makes, easy plays that he makes, you win the game. So I do agree with that. In terms of what Jim Chaney did last night, I thought Jim Chaney put us in a decent position to win. You got to score. Your defense played well enough that you should have won the game.
Yep.
And they're just, and then we talk about, I don't agree with not kicking the field goal on that 4th and 1 that we were in the end around. I don't agree with the end around. And that's a coach's decision. The end around is a coach's decision. Not kicking the field goal is a coach's decision.
And that sucks because if you get it, you're like, okay, that was a good call. But if you don't, then you look like an idiot.
Yeah, and I'm not crazy about the 4th and 3. I still don't think it was a good call. You got points, I guess, so cool.
Lucky.
That's the thing about calls, though, is it's only as good as the execution. I mean, that is.
So, I mean, that's on the players.
So like I said, it falls on both. I just feel like the coaches could have put us in a better position. I give the coaches a lot of relief from the Georgia State game because I feel like there's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I do. Now, there's things they could have improved, just like the players could have done better this week. They could have not rotated the offensive line as much. They, trying to even think about Georgia State because I haven't thought about that much. I feel like we didn't run the ball very well. Defense wasn't getting a push. They were getting shoved back every play. I mean, there were things the coaches could have done better, but the players, I feel like the effort just wasn't there. Whereas I feel like the effort was there against BYU.
Yep.
So I'm not concerned with our effort anymore.
But you got to find ways, and I don't know if it's the play calling or if it's just JG not getting it to him, but Callaway should have more than 22 yards in a game.
Oh, absolutely.
Period. Dominique Wood-Anderson should have more than one catch for 5 yards in a game. Period.
Yeah.
Eric Gray should have more than 2 receptions and 5 yards in a game. Period.
Yeah. Eric Gray played really good, by the way.
Yeah, he did. And Ty Chandler had 26 carries for 154 yards and 0 touchdowns. You couldn't even get him in the end zone.
Right. Do you think Eric Gray and Ty Chandler run a lot alike?
Yeah, so...
And then they wear number 3 and number 8. So a lot of times it's like, great run. Eric? Yeah, great run.
I think they do until they get in the open field. I feel like they're very different then. Because I feel like Ty Chandler is more of a guy who will, run you over.
Yeah.
Which
and Gray's trying to make you miss.
Yeah, Gray's going to make you miss and make you look stupid.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think they have very similar body types.
Yeah,
they
do.
run very similar, in terms of how they hit the hole, and then
they're like smaller backs, but they're not too small, but they'll still run you over.
Yeah, but then from section L 46 with Miles 3 and 8 look very similar. Yeah, I'm like,
who's that?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
A3. Okay, cool.
So the Battle of Bristol, you would never know who it was.
First off, I could not tell you what happened to Battle of Bristol. I was like, I think we scored a touchdown.
Yep.
Go Vols. Because even the Jumbotron was far away, which it was massive, and it did help a little bit. But
right. That's what you watch. You didn't really watch the game. You watched that thing.
Especially when where we were sitting, the ball was in the corner, going to the corner of the end zone. I was like, I don't know.
No clue.
Yeah. Like I said, I won't go back to a Battle of Bristol. I had a great time. Wonderful. Will not go back.
So what else? We said quarterback play has to improve. That's easy.
I think offensive line, you got to get a solid 5, which is a little bit on the coaches too. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's got to be 5 players step up and earn their spot, but a little bit on the coaches too. I think you have to get a solid 5. Other than that, I think the offense has a really good chance to produce, and I'm excited where they go, especially in the running game. Defensively, man, I feel like your linebackers you're playing better. You had Darrell Taylor who played really good last night. The secondary is just so questionable, and I don't know how to fix it because I agree with, next week is the week to find some people, but right now I agree with a lot of people who are I don't know who you play at quarterback. I don't know who you play in the secondary. We need Bryce Thompson back is what we need.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's going to help this defense is getting Daniel Batuli back.
Yeah.
That's going to help. Henry T is playing great.
Have they given a timeline for Daniel Batula yet?
I think he's week to week.
Okay.
Or he might even be day to day. But
his was it got a knee scope?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah, so, I mean, hopefully he's back by Florida. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need more pressure. I think that helps the secondary out, for one. And I don't think the defensive line necessarily played bad, but they didn't. So in the first half, I feel like they got pressure. In the second half, they kind of didn't get to it. Now, they stopped the run, which is great. That's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you need some guys to come off the edge. They got to get pressure up front.
Yeah. Oh, there was one play that, who was it? It might have been Bumpus. I don't know. He was flying off the edge, and they ended up calling it dead, I think. It was a great blitz. I was ready for it to happen. And it was like right in the south end zone. I'm like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Big hit, Tom. We've been missing these. It was funny that you said that, too. Hits. Jeremy Pruitt was talking about big hits. We don't have that on this team.
Yeah, I know. And we need that.
We need it bad. We need it bad.
So, another thing, I think we need to take some shots. Mm-hmm. I think a big thing for the future of this team, we got to keep this recruiting class together.
Yeah, and it sounds like Harrison Baylor is working really, really hard to do that. So,
and it's nice to see some guys kind of, keep putting Tennessee fans at ease and be like, we're going to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
That's my coach. I saw Cooper Mays kind of tweet that at Jeremy Pruitt pushing the players and getting hyped up. So, I mean, that's good to see.
Right.
But you got to hold on to them. And you got to give them something to look forward to as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's, I think, a big part in – I mean, obviously the record matters too. But that's a big part, in my opinion, of where what happens to this coaching staff at the end of the season is what that recruiting class looks like. And I don't know, you probably know better than me, how many we get in December and stuff, but because, I mean, you got to figure that kind of out before signing day, and that's a tough thing to judge, especially in today's world. But that's definitely a big piece of it. So
yeah, I mean, the majority is going to sign in December because that's
right. That's what
early enrollees. That's what it's becoming now. But I don't know. I mean, you're definitely Jeremy Pruitt's recruiting classes so far. Like those guys are the ones that are playing and making plays.
Right.
Not to take away. Juwan Jennings was a Butch Jones guy. He's basically carrying our team, especially on offense. Ty Chandler was a Butch Jones guy.
Yeah.
Trey Smith was a Butch Jones. There's some Butch Jones guys that are in here and are great players for us.
Right.
But the majority are coming in here. They're different.
They're young.
Yeah, they're young. They don't have a billion surgeries and injuries and all that stuff. So they're more conditioned and they're playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you put Kavaris Crouch in the other night. He had I think 2 quarterback hurries and a pass deflection. He didn't make a ton of plays, but I mean those are. Yeah. He made one. I mean, he's playing basically defensive end. And he's covering a guy over the middle and knocks the ball out of bounds.
Yeah,
I mean that was huge.
Right.
So
was that on their tight end? It was in the south end zone. They were going to north end zone. The second to last drive, maybe. Is that play?
I think this was actually the last drive. So
okay, so
right before.
Okay, so yeah, that was it. So that play, the tight end wasn't covered. 89 wasn't covered. I'm like, I know who they're going to throw to get some yards here.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he had, it was obviously his last check down because he is. I mean, he started on the left side of the field and worked all the way to the right side. Yeah. And we just never got him covered. Someone said Smaglia is literally carrying us on his back. So
on his leg.
On his leg, yeah. On his leg. He loves it too, man. He is just not just dong punching it. He's whipping out his dong after
He's one of my favorite players.
He's got some fire.
I'll buy a Smaglia jersey right now.
Do it.
Bet.
I'll do it. Let's just all try to get some Smaglia jerseys.
42, baby.
42. You want to win, put 42 in.
Exactly. That's all you need. I mean,
it had worked so far.
Instead of some of those fourth down, like down there, you should just let him kick.
You might as well.
I mean, good Lord. He kicked 4.
Yeah.
Let him hit 5. 5, you would have won it, right?
5, you would have won it. That's all I'm saying. 5, you would have won it. Let's talk about some college football. Let's get into that.
One more thing about that. How many games does Tennessee win?
Don't put me on that, dude. I don't like.
And we got to get these Twitter questions in as well.
Let's do that then right now. I think we touched on most of them.
Yeah, we did. I just want to read them off. So,
okay.
Get Brent Vols said, by changing quarterbacks, do you risk potential damage to a true freshman's psyche with Murder's Row coming up after Chattanooga? More issues still here beyond just QB.
There's some more important issues beyond the QB. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. I mean, could it? Yeah, but if you're gonna ruin his, confidence or whatever.
That can't be something you worry about, though.
Right? Yeah.
If you go out and ruin your confidence into UTC, or you roll into, if you get the start at Florida and your confidence is blown because something bad happened,
you're not a gamer.
You're not.
So you're not gonna be the starting quarterback
if you get hit in the mouth against Georgia State or Florida, you're gonna fold the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
So who cares? You're not the guy.
Yeah,
you're not the guy.
I mean, it's a difficult situation.
It is, but I think you also learn. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily it sucks for the quarterback who gets to start, but it also should feel. Ask Nathan Peterman. I don't think he necessarily he probably wouldn't.
Peterman.
He probably isn't mad that he had to do it. He got to start in an SEC game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't go to a SEC school and be like, oh, I just want to play against bad competition. You come to Tennessee to play against the best.
You got to go out and perform. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
So another one says, after making little mistakes that cost us the game, do you think it's time to give other quarterbacks a chance next week against Chattanooga? That was from Brando. Yeah, absolutely. I think we touched on that. So another guy at Guinness Forever 61 said alternatives to go into the game Saturday.
Alternatives. I'll be actually working during the game, thank God. I'll be keeping up with it on my phone. Man, we could tell you a number of restaurants to go to. If any of those restaurants want to sponsor us, we can do live watch parties for away games. First away game, Florida. Love to do one.
Yeah,
but there's plenty
of a crap ton of people there too.
Yeah, it'll be a good time, and find a bar. I guess is probably the best thing, because then you just turn the Tennessee game off when it sucks. So I feel like that's your answer. Or find some good friends, go to their house and watch some games.
Yeah, or if you just want to get away from football, go to a movie or something.
Go to the movie, go to the mountains, Smoky Mountains, right up the road.
Yeah,
go do something. Go do something without.
It's still hotter than crap. You can go to the lake.
You got plenty to do.
So
do something besides solely watch the game. Besides solely watch it.
Yep. So Crockett says, in your honest opinion, what has to be done to turn this around?
I don't think it's impossible now. I'll say that. I feel better after the BYU game about getting it where it needs to go because of effort. Because it looked like the players wanted to play. Mm-hmm. We had guys making plays. We had guys flying around. Offensively, our offensive line blocked good enough. Were there some bad plays? Yeah, blocked good enough. Runners running hard. Todd Chandler, Eric Gray. Any guy that got in there ran hard.
Yep.
Wide receivers, Jawan Jennings. Throw it. If nothing else, just throw the ball to him every play for all I care. Just throw the ball to him.
If you want my honest opinion, I think it's going to take another year. And I hate to say that, but I think another recruiting class, you fill holes that you have right now.
Yeah.
And
I hope so.
Yeah, at least, you hope so.
I think we're going in the right direction, though. I feel like last week, a lot of people were asking me, and I was like, I still think, Pruitt's a good coach. I think he's got the right mentality, but either one, he's just the players aren't bought in because they think he's faking it, so he's not doing it. He's not doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. Or two, it's just you got to get these players out of here, like some of these guys.
Yep.
And they got rid of the one guy that it was very obvious he wasn't taking it serious, or he left. There was some butting of heads that he felt he needed to leave.
See ya.
Because he wasn't on board, and those are the. Someone's not doing it the right way, and whichever one that is needs to be gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think it's going to take another year.
You're probably right. I mean, I don't think you don't win more than 6 games this year, and that's not my prediction. My prediction is I'm going to say 3.
Yeah. I'm
going to say 3. I'm going to say UTC. You're either going to beat or Kentucky or South Carolina, and you're going to beat Vandy. Maybe.
I would say 3 as well. Yeah, maybe. I do know Kentucky is Terry Wilson's out for the season.
Yeah.
So that might help you.
And Vandy looks just as bad as us.
Right.
So it'll be the toilet bowl.
Yeah, so 3. And not saying, South Carolina, they don't impress me at all either.
No. But I just don't see us going and winning all 3 of those games. No. That's my thing right now. Absolutely. And I hope I'm wrong. A lot of people asked me about this week, and I did. Most people said, did Tennessee win? I was like, no. I just don't think it's possible. I don't think the way you played last week set you up to really just go in there and dominate.
But they sure got your hopes up, didn't they?
They did, man. They got me. I cheered the entire game. Entire game, I was thankfully the guys in front of me were on their feet the whole game, so I got to stand up the whole time. Because if they were sitting down, I'd have to be the asshole that is standing up. Thankfully, they were the assholes. So I was like, hey, these guys in front of me won't sit down. What do you want me to do? So that was good. There's also a BYU fan next to me wearing a helmet, so I'm not as dedicated as that. I forgot about UAB. I don't know how I forgot about UAB. 4 games. We might get to 4. Woohoo!
We might get to 4.
We might get to 4. But it is out of conference, so we might just choke that one away as well.
If I had to put money on it, I'd probably say 3.
So you think we beat UAB, UTC, and then we get an SEC game?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say 4 now. I'll say 4.
Okay. You put money on it.
I think, huh?
I would say like, if I didn't put money on it, I'd be like, okay, yeah, we can win 4 games.
If the line's at 3, so if I had to pick 4 or 3 or below, I'd probably take that. I'd probably pick the over.
You pick 4.
I'd probably pick the over.
Okay.
Yeah. So the line's at 3.5. I'd take the over.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me about UAB there, Jordan. Much appreciated.
Robert Wiseman said, "Will JG be replaced?" I think it's possible. I think this week is a clean slate for every quarterback. And I think somebody else asked about, so what's the status on Kasim Hill? Is he eligible? He is not eligible. He'll have to sit out a year. But crap. I mean, can we get that waived?
Right.
I mean, at least he has some starting experience.
Mm-hmm.
That'd been nice. But, yeah, it's not going to happen.
No.
But will JG be replaced?
It's possible. Yeah, I'm not completely bought in that he will just because
we just don't know.
I don't know how you throw. Yeah, I don't know. I hope so. I thought he shouldn't have been starting this week.
Yeah. From what I've heard, Brian Maurer is a guy that maybe is not going to make, like, the ball's not going to look great coming out of his arm.
Interesting.
But he can make plays with his legs.
Interesting.
As well.
Interesting. Well, I'd love to see that against UTC.
Yeah.
I would.
So Chase Wheeler said, do you think we'll see a new quarterback next game? I think we will. I think we should.
We should.
Yeah.
We should.
So my man Mark Maxwell, he said, why are so many people turning on Pruitt? Butch left us with so little talent, and factoring injuries to Gooden, Batuli, suspension of Thompson, we are having to have a running back play linebacker and are looking at receivers as possible DBs. Little depth and injuries.
Just win, baby, win.
Yep.
Winning fixes everything. I know it sucks for Pruitt, but it's the job you took.
Right.
If you went 12-0 and won every game by 1 point, nobody'd care.
Yep.
You won every game.
And I'm not going to turn on Pruitt right now. I definitely think he deserves to finish out this year.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, if he goes and gets whooped by everybody left on the schedule, I mean, that's I'll say this: Phil Fulmer didn't look happy after last night.
He didn't, but I'll say this for everybody: I wasn't ready to walk in and fire Pruitt, which I'm not in the position to do it.
No,
and I didn't look happy.
No, yeah, that's true. But I mean, at least he's there, like, taking notice.
Apparently, he's at every press conference. By the way,
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah. But I mean, yeah, we have had some key injuries. Bryce Thompson is suspended. Batuli, Gooden, that sucks. It really does.
Yep.
But hopefully we're able to get Batuli back. But still not an excuse to lose to Georgia State, BYU. Right. Still should have beat them without those guys.
Yep.
So
I agree.
TWA was the one that asked about Kasim Hill. So that's all the questions we had. We had a lot of questions.
Perfect. We love it. Ask us more questions for Wednesday's show, whatever you got. We'll do our best to answer them. Real quick on the college ball recap. Just kind of touch on those. I wrote down some of the bigger games or games that I got to watch or really pay attention to. I do want to talk about Neyland. Did they ever throw up a scores of interest?
So it was they didn't like announce it, but it was going around.
I never saw them.
So it's usually like in my line of view, it's like right in front of me, like on the other end.
That's right above me.
But it wasn't over there. It was over to this side. So they're in like different spots than I'm used to. Right.
Well, yeah. Normally I see them all around when they pop up, and I never saw a single one. I was pretty disappointed because I was keeping up because I thought Florida State was going to lose to Louisiana Monroe during the game, so I was keeping up with that.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah. So Clemson, Texas A&M. Honestly, the way Clemson started, real hot. I didn't know if A&M would be able to keep up. 14-point loss to that Clemson team. I don't think's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
So credit to A&M. It wasn't the upset they were calling for, but it was a good game. LSU and Texas DBU battle for some reason. 45-30, 38. LSU won that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say LSU's DBU.
Yeah, for sure.
Texas, sorry, no.
100%. And then we got to watch the Michigan Army game live. Army just lost it. Had a chance to win it, just lost it.
Why can't we just do that? Why can't we just be disappointing and then like come out and just win?
I would much rather have it that way around than the way we have it right now.
Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely. Then you got USC getting the upset over Stanford, ranked. What number are they? Just wrote that down. You got the number?
Who, Stanford?
Yeah.
23.
23?
Yeah.
Okay. So not real up there, but they got that win. Was it Wyoming beat Nebraska too? Number 25 Nebraska?
No, Colorado beat
Colorado, sorry,
Nebraska.
Not
Wyoming.
Yeah. That's right. I mentioned the Florida State just escaping Louisiana Monroe, 45-44. It's no defense there.
Yeah.
Zero defense. I want to mention this one because this isn't really a score. Well, let's do this one. UNC getting the win over Miami. I mean, I'm going to call it an upset. So, Miami just had a lot of expectations. I think the feeling around Miami was they were feeling, especially with the way the schedule started, you had some good enough wins but you weren't expected to get beat in them, and you're 0-2.
Ha.
Can't imagine how that feels.
Yeah, it sucks.
What does it feel like to be 0-2? I've never been that.
Yep. We haven't been that way since 1988?
88, I think.
Yeah,
88. That was the last time we went 0-2 at home, I believe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know about 0-2 for sure. I'm not sure. I do want to mention, too, just because of what Furman, a lot of us were saying last week that our offense did enough to win by scoring 30 points, which doesn't make sense. They didn't. Furman put 42 on them. Furman and George Quarles put 42 on Georgia State. Now, Georgia State edged them 48-42. I also wanted to mention it because one of the safeties for Georgia State said that Furman would be a much tougher opponent. He was right.
Yep.
He gave him a shot.
Yep.
He gave him a shot.
I want to mention, you're seeing a lot of freshman quarterbacks in college football right now, and we have a redshirt junior that is playing worse than these guys.
What are you going to do, man?
So, I mean, it's not just out of the ordinary to throw in a freshman quarterback. If Brian Mowers beats him out this week, it's happening other places.
Yeah.
And next year it's probably going to happen with us.
Right now, it's Harrison Bailey all the way.
Yeah.
Starting.
It's my quarterback.
It should be.
My quarterback.
My quarterback. Anything else you want to talk about college football before we move on?
I don't. I mean, we got to watch it at our tailgate.
That's what I really like about night games is being able to watch college football games.
Yeah.
Especially now we can tailgate and watch college football games.
Yeah, so, like, you're not having to sit through, like, commercials. Like, you can go do other stuff during commercials and come back and watch it. Yeah, it's nice.
It is.
Definitely nice.
It is. Perfect. No more college football. That's great. We'll do a preview of college football on Wednesday. Any games you want to hear talked about, you can ask us those questions. Other than that, we'll talk about the big games that we want to watch, or just the big games or smaller ones that we're interested in. I do want to mention, I don't remember the final now, I didn't write it down, but Missouri did bounce back and beat West Virginia, which I know West Virginia, new coach.
Bad.
Yeah, but still, you bounce back and beat them. So, coming off a tough loss.
No, I mean, like, it was, like, they beat them bad.
Oh, okay. I thought you said West Virginia's bad. West Virginia's not great this year.
Oh, yeah.
But
still, I think they're starting a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, still big, though, to bounce back from their loss to Wyoming. Which what we should have done, but we didn't. Did not. Before we get into our segments, Landon's got a friend to tell you guys about, and I know everybody probably needed some Blue Chew last night.
Yeah, so right before we do that, I do want to give a shout out to Cassie Rice.
Okay.
She is a proud weekly listener of
a new listener too.
A new listener. And she said she listens to us every Monday morning on her way to work.
I don't blame her. I would too.
Yeah.
If I liked the sound of my own voice, I'd do it.
And then our boy CJ, we ran into CJ we were in line at the porta potty about to bombard a BYU fan coming out of the porta potty.
He took a long time, by the way.
He did.
I don't know if they're serving at those Mormon tailgates, but he had to go to the porta potty.
He'd some butt throw up.
Oh,
sure.
God. It's a terrible image.
But yeah, he was like, "Are you Caleb and Landon? Y'all, I listen to your podcast." I was like, "My man,
my man."
We've never had that before, so it was a big deal for
cool.
us.
Yeah, I've never felt lamer and cooler at the same time. It was awesome. Because doing a podcast is lame. I accept that. I'm a lame dude. I do it.
We also had shotgun battles.
That was awesome. So Wednesday, I'll try to have those videos on Wednesday. We ran into a tailgate that love shotgun and beers, and they took that to a whole nother level because we love shotgun and beers.
Yeah.
So they took that to a whole nother level. We got a couple shotgun battles, old versus new, and just friend versus friend versus foe. It's gonna be great.
Loved it.
We'll have a good video.
So yeah, our friends at Blue Chew, guys, remember the days when you were always ready to go? You want to increase your performance and get the extra confidence in bed? Listen up. BlueChew.com, that's blue like the color, brings you your first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know it works. You can take them anytime, day or night, on a full or empty stomach, and since they are chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill. So you can be ready whenever the opportunity arises. If you can benefit from extra function and more confidence where it counts, Blue Chew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. Most guys talk a good game, but Blue Chew helps you follow through. Blue Chew is prescribed online and shipped straight to your door in a discreet package, so no in-person doctor's visits, no waiting in the pharmacy, and best of all, no more awkwardness. They're made in the US of A, baby. And since Blue Chew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy. And right now you can get a special deal. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment for free with the promo code ARMCHAIR. Just pay the $5 shipping. Again, that's BlueChew.com, promo code ARMCHAIR. Try it for free. They're better, cheaper, faster, easy. Thank them for sponsoring our podcast.
Yeah.
And check them out.
Check them out. You're going to need it after the Vol stuff you've gone through. So
Yeah.
Go do it.
Turn your Audi into an Indy real quick.
Yeah. Real quick. Most important of the week.
I have one. Where's it? Yeah, there it is. So, Zeke getting paid. Getting paid. 6 years, $90 million. That makes him the highest paid running back in the NFL. It's about time. I mean, I don't think the Cowboys are ever going to let him go.
No, I mean, when I drafted him, I knew it was going to happen. Like, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't going to be a whole season thing. I knew that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
So.
Because I like...
Did you see Dirk's tweet about him landing in Dallas? And he's like, yeah, I saw all the news reports or all the news cameras and stuff getting here. I thought it was a big deal that I was coming to town. Turns out Zeke was getting back from China. That's why everybody was there.
That's awesome.
My most important, see if I can find it. Don't really know his name, so I guess it doesn't matter. Did you see the guy throwing batting practice to 2 different players?
Yes.
Incredible.
That's insane.
Incredible. And, like, he was better than some of the guys at the home run derby.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Gotta love that. So our next one is the Florida student made his own UT shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's...
And then was made fun of, and, you know, of course, Vol Nation just shows up. Vol Shop did a great job. Just send him a bunch of stuff so he never, you know, he'll always have the UT swag.
Poor guy.
I know, yeah. Somebody had a tweet about that, didn't they? They're like...
Yeah, like, that kid's going to be returning it, or that kid's going to go up and tell the boys they were right on, on Monday at school. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
It is. I hope that the proceeds from the Vol Shop go to, like, proceeds go to, like, I know they're giving them, like, like, anti-bullying thing. I feel like they just need to go to, like, a scholarship fund for the kid or something.
Yeah, that'd be
like
cool.
that. Like, go directly to the kid. He designed it. He should get credit for it.
Maybe he'll be a good quarterback. Well,
maybe. Yeah, we might need him here.
Yeah. We're recruiting. Is that a recruiting violation?
Surely not.
No, we're good.
Surely not. He's getting bullied. It's the NCAA.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I think it's awesome. It's awesome that, you know, this kid isn't even from Tennessee, and we just, like, jumped all over that.
Yeah.
And so, it's awesome.
Absolutely. That was my only most important.
I think it was my only... No, it was not. So, my next one is Coastal Carolina beating Kansas. I'm going to talk about it. If no one else will, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, I've got a friend on the team, so shout out to Riley Patton. He's the long snapper.
At where?
At Coastal Carolina.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so...
Heck yeah.
I told him when he gets to Kansas to make sure he tells Les Miles that he sucks, and Mad Hatter more like Mad Shitter. So,
nice.
Like, because he shits games away like he did against Coastal Carolina.
What about did you see him knocking down the Jayhawk Pinata?
Yeah, so like I was wondering what they were going to do with that because he sent a picture. It was like on the bus, the team bus, going to Kansas. So I was wondering what he was going to do with that. So it made sense then.
Yeah, it's awesome. Not a good look for the Mad Hatter though.
No, not a good look.
But
that dude, you need to watch the ESPN Plus though. It is great. Less miles to go. It's a good little series, and it'll be week to week. So I'm excited to see what after this game what.
They're doing it like
as far it went into the first
season?
week, so maybe it stops after the first week. But like you saw the game from the first week. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Fail of the week.
Fail of the week. Let's see. Got to pull one up.
I'll go first. Okay. So Patrick Mahomes had a great game today, but he had one pass where he tried the no look and threw it way out of bounds to Travis Kelce. That would have been a touchdown if he just looked at the
He had like 3 no lookers this game then.
Yeah,
because like they had tweeted like in the first quarter like something like Patrick Mahomes already out here throwing no lookers and
he's insane.
Yeah, he is.
He's incredible.
He's a freak athlete. I also had one more most important. Did you see Rafael Nadal's shot going around the tennis net? Mm-mm. So in a phenomenal shot that took Nadal so far outside that he had to hit. So that's legal you can hit around the net that he had to hit. I mean, it maybe came knee high past the net and perfect. Like the dude had no play on it. Yeah. Absolutely incredible shot. Did you also see him hit up into the booth? I can't remember who was up. Brett McMurphy and Johnny McEnroe were up in the booth.
Yeah, he just
freaking laser.
Yep.
I think it was Rafa. Was it Rafa? Yeah, it was. Fail of the week though. I've got Antonio Brown and the Raiders. So very obvious that Antonio Brown just wanted to go. We also didn't do a Hard Knocks preview. I guess we'll touch on that Wednesday. I guess because this is a long episode. But Antonio Brown, just an absolute random little pitch fit he's pitching, and then tried to I feel like John Gruden just looked like a good coach in the video that he released of him.
Yeah,
being recorded. Yeah, it's a weird situation. I think hopefully they investigate because I feel like this is definitely Patriots collusion and.
Ooh.
I mean, right?
Maybe.
I'm not saying the deal couldn't get done within 5 hours, but everybody in the world predicted where he was going to go.
Yeah.
It seems like he's been trying to get out of Oakland or Las Vegas, whatever you want to call it right now, since he got there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why John Gruden was like, dude, do you want to be a Raider or not?
We just need to know at this point. Like, we got to know.
And I'm not crazy about John Gruden. Like, I don't really like him that much, but I felt bad for him in this.
And I felt like he handled the situation as best as anybody.
Yeah, he wanted Antonio Brown.
Yep.
But Antonio Brown did not want the Raiders.
No, not at all. That was my only fail this week.
So, I think my last one was the Bears. Started a drive, and it ended up being 1st and 40.
Ooh. Bold strategy, Cotton.
I think they had to punt.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Your boy Mitchell.
Yeah, he
isn't looking so hot.
Didn't play too hot.
Is Bray still with the Bears?
Where's Bray?
We see Bray this year?
Doubt it.
I feel like Mitch figures it out, but
yeah,
I like him.
Yeah,
I like him. Guys, thank you all so much for listening. It's been another great episode. A great way to end your week, or if you're going to listen to the pod, if you've just finished the podcast on Monday morning, people like Cassidy, great way to start off your week. Either way, however you're doing it. Glad you guys joined us. As much as I hate that we're 0-2, it was great to talk some Tennessee football with you folks. No tailgate this week. We'll see you after the game because we'll probably go do something after now. Because we won't be.
Hopefully, an after party.
Yeah, we haven't done anything this year because we've been very depressed.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a win this week. Hopefully it's different. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday. Thank you for everyone who came to the tailgate. Thank you for everyone who listened to the podcast.
Enjoy it. I guess we'll just tweet out our keys to the game before. I don't know.
Right.
Are you going? You're not going to the game. You have to work, right?
Yeah. We'll probably have to tweet them out.
We'll just tweet them out. We might go live after. Who knows?
May go live after. You might see us.
We'll see. But enjoy your week. We'll see you guys back on Wednesday. That's all we got. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.